Right, so on this video, I'm really going to put the AirPass 4.0 through its paces. And as you can see, there is a bunch of trees behind me. And I'm going to see how the DJI Air 2S can navigate through that lot and keep me in subject. So let's click our three dots and then let's turn on follow mode. And we need to drop that down to 30 frames per second for that to work. Okay, so let's try that. Subject scanning. There we go. We're going to click on me and make sure that we are highlighted. So we're going to click active track and let's click go. Let's start a recording and let's see what the drone does. So the first stage might not be that difficult for it, but we're certainly going to ramp it up. And let's head between these two trees. That's worked really well, hasn't it? So let's have a quick go through here again then. And these branches are a little bit more closed up. So let's see what it does. Oh, lowered down because there was something in the way. That's done well. Really impressed. Let's go through here then. What will it do if I go through there? What I'm going to do, let's see if I can lose it. Oh, it managed to pick me back up. That's impressive. Let's try it again. Moving a little bit faster. That's been a really, really good test. And back down through here. How cool is that? Let's see how fast it can follow me through the trees. Oh, cool. That's brilliant. I wonder what it does if I go through here. It's simply going to edge its way around and then come back again. So let's stop that. Let's come around to the side and let's click active track and then parallel. Click go. And I wonder what it'll do given the fact that there is a tree next to me. I'm not really liking that, if I'm honest. No, see, that's the lack of side sensors. So let me just stop that. So there was a tree right there, and I was attempting to confuse it and walk past it. But because of those lack of side sensors, obviously it could not do it. So I want to see how well it does with a side-on profile. So yeah, I'm a little concerned the fact that it still doesn't have those side sensors. So you kind of have to be vigilant with that. Let's see how quick it can change direction. Ready? That's really, really impressive. I must admit, I think that's absolutely brilliant. Right, so I think that's a good AirPass test. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this in a slightly more difficult situation and then just see what happens, and I'll pick up that video when I get there. So what I have decided to do on this flight is, instead of going into a big area then trying to go through a wooded area to really put this through its paces, I thought, let's start with the hard bit first, flip it all on its head and let's see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the altitude a little bit. All right, put me in perfect frame. All right, click active track. Oh, and then let's click go. Let's start a recording so I can flip between the two. Now, we are going into an area that might not be the best lit, but I think this is going to be by far the best test I can possibly think of. So I'm probably going to keep my eye on the drone just in case. I mean, these are some pretty thin leaves here. Oh, tree stump. So yeah, let's start with the hard bit first. And it got out. Oh. It might struggle here. I think the turn I'm trying to take is a little bit too tight. There we go. There we go. So just give it a little bit of a helping hand. And then, like I say, this is pretty wooded. Oh, that was close, but it did it. That was fantastic. Right, now if you remember, I did this little bit here on my active track test on my unboxing and first flight video. So I'm just going to try it again and see how well it does this time. All right, so this could be interesting. And it's navigated through, to be fair to it. Just went up and over. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to follow me back. So let's click active track and then go again. And let's see how well it does. I mean, to be fair, this is... Oh, that was close. That was close. Hey, you didn't hit it. That was very close. I think for that moment, I'll pop it on the screen. Sorry, there's a huge noise of this getting air there, so do apologise. Let's go back through this area again. I mean, literally, look, it's an arm's width. You know, I can barely get through that. So let's see what the drone does. Up and over and through, no problem whatsoever. So again, I just want to try that parallel track one more time. There you go, that's where I want it to follow me from. Let's click active track and then parallel. Now, one thing to notice, okay, about the DJI Mavic Air 2, the previous one, is when that was flying along, it tended to crab along sideways, but just rotate the gimbal. Whereas what this one tends to do is fly pretty much dead on straight and parallel to me. Now, that means it keeps me in more shot sideways, whereas the Mavic Air 2 tended to lag along. I did sort of demonstrate that when I did my first flight video with the Mavic Air 2. Whereas this one, like I say, is keeping more dead on. But that also creates a bit of a problem at the same time. Because it still doesn't have those side sensors, it is going to hit something, which obviously isn't ideal. So yeah, that's, again, there's still one downside. And as I mentioned in my previous video, as to why DJI have not fitted this with side sensors, I cannot possibly know. But that active track test was utterly ridiculous. Now, what I'm going to possibly do as well is part of another video is probably use it to follow my cars, because that's what I bought the drone for. So that should be a good laugh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this video. Don't forget to please check out all of my other videos that I've done on the Air 2S already. So thank you very much for watching and see you again soon.